Hey, I'm Josh Lindquist, and I'm about to give you my thoughts on Season 3, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian. Just watched it today. Spoiler alert, I am going to discuss the episode with full range of spoilers, so yeah, this is going to be kind of rambly and super random, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on the first episode. So I wasn't super impressed, and I was trying to figure out why, because I really enjoyed the first two seasons of The Mandalorian. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I guess with this episode, just the plot the show seems to be setting up isn't as compelling as the first two, which I get that season 2 kind of ended with an arc being fulfilled with Grogu going to Luke Skywalker, and season 3 is going to be something different, which I like when a show keeps the same characters but decides to move on to something new. It's just the new thing they seem to be moving on to, which is a focus on Mandalore and Mandalorian culture. That's something that just doesn't interest me much. And I guess part of this is a personal bias that, unlike a lot of Star Wars fans, I'm just not that interested in Mandalorian culture, to be honest. I mean, they're a cool culture to have in the galaxy, and I think they make a cool little addition to this huge Star Wars galaxy we have, but like the episodes of Rebels and the Clone Wars that really take a lot of time with Mandalore, I didn't find those especially interesting. So with The Mandalorian, with the first two seasons, I thought Mandalorian culture was a cool thing to kind of be a big part of Din Djarin, the Mandalorian's background, because it kind of gives you his value system, and I like that, in season 1, he's been included in the Mandalorians as a foundling, and now he's taking on Grogu as his foundling. That was super cool. And then in season 2, they kind of added a little twist to that, where they were like, he's actually part of Death Watch, and these other Mandalorians like bo-katan, they're different, and he has odds with them. And then that episode with Bill Burr was fantastic, where he finally takes his helmet off because he's like, I care about the kid more than these values I've been raised to hold so sacred. I thought that was really cool because it shows growth and change in Din Djarin. So for this season, where he's dealing with him being an apostate and being like, oh, I have to go bathe in these sacred waters, I was like, okay. And then like when Bo-Katan's like, you're a fool and this is all just superstition, those are just our old minds that made Beskar, like everything else is ridiculous, you're part of a cult, I was like, yeah, listen to Bo-Katan. Like, you're just being foolish. Like, go settle down on Navarro and give Grogu a good life. I don't know. It didn't seem as compelling as the first couple seasons. In the first one, he's really protecting Grogu. In the second one, he's trying to find a Jedi to help Grogu get to where he's going. And then in season 2.5 of The Mandalorian, aka the Book of Boba Fett, he gets Grogu back. Grogu chooses to be with the Mandalorian, which is cool. But now I'm like, all right, like, I guess they're going to go have adventures on Mandalore. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could be good. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are geniuses. Maybe it'll be better. But with this episode, like, they kind of set up some stuff that didn't seem great, and just the other kind of filler stuff wasn't that interesting. Like, battle scene in the beginning where they fight the giant alligator thing, that went on way too long. I was like, oh my god, I don't care. And that thing was so big, they could have gone back in that cave and been fine. So that didn't make sense. That was a weird, lame way to start the episode. So I just wasn't feeling this episode much at all. And I didn't like that they brought back IG-11. I love Taika Waititi. I've met him. Super nice guy. I love a lot of his work. But his character had a really good arc in season 1. And again, spoiler alert, his sacrifice at the end of season 1 was a really cool moment. So I felt that bringing him back really undercut that. So I don't like that they brought him back and it failed, and then they bring him to Bobby Frick or whatever, who is adorable, by the way, just like Grogu. Those are, two favorite part of the episode was the cute animatronics. But yeah, I really hope they don't bring IG-11 back for more, because like that undercuts the arc he had. Like, if you have a character sacrifice himself and then you bring him back, it's like, okay, what was the point of all that? It's meaningless. So I wasn't impressed with season 3, episode 1 of The Mandalorian. I hope it gets better. Those are just my thoughts. I'm Josh Lindquist. Thank you for watching.